Sanctuary city mayors should be arrested for the simple fact that they're encouraging the breaking of federal law. But the mayor of Oakland, California, has now gone a step further and put the lives of law enforcement officers in grave danger. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders is saying that far-left Oakland, California Mayor Libby Schaaf is under Department of Justice investigation for notifying illegal aliens about raids by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, a division of the Department of Homeland Security. Now, Schaaf's office is denying that, and the local U.S. Attorney's Office up there in Northern California will not comment. But that's common. The Department of Justice, the FBI, typically don't comment on open investigations. This is incredibly dangerous stuff because it appears that Schaaf notified illegal aliens about pending ICE raids. That is deadly. There are very, very violent gangs, very violent criminal gangs up in the Oakland area, the Sureños, the Norteños, MS-13, the Mexican Mafia. These men are killers. These women are killers. They will shoot you in your sleep. They will chop you up with a machete, and they will not think twice about killing law enforcement officers. Now, I'm going to read you some comments from Tom Homan, who I think is absolutely outstanding. He's the acting director of ICE. He should be the permanent director. Tom Homan said, quote, "The Oakland mayor's decision to publicize her suspicions about ICE operations further increased that risk for my officers and alerted criminal aliens, making clear that this reckless decision was based on her political agenda with the very federal laws that ICE is sworn to uphold." This is from the Los Angeles Times. I can't stress how deadly Mayor Schaaf's behavior is. Tom Homan goes on to say, he said this on Fox and Friends, and I could not agree with him more. Tom Homan, the acting director of ICE, quote, "What she did is no better than a gang lookout yelling police when a police cruiser comes in the neighborhood, except she did it to a whole community. This is beyond the pale." And when I was on the street in the Bronx, that's exactly what the lookouts for the drug and robbery gangs would do. They would yell 5-0, they would either yell 5-0 for the cops, or they would say, they would go whoop whoop to make a siren sound. And that's how they would alert the other criminals on the street that we were coming. Typically, it was the latter. It was that siren sound. I sound kind of silly doing it myself, so I'm not going to do it again. But he's exactly right. Homan is exactly right. What the Oakland mayor is doing is akin to being a gang lookout for criminals. A mayor, someone who swore on a Bible, although it's the Oakland mayor, so who knows what she swore on. Could have been a blank piece of paper. Someone who swore an oath to uphold, protect, and defend the laws of her city, her state, and the United States of America. And she has violated pretty much every letter of that oath. Now, it's encouraging the Department of Justice is allegedly acting, but I have very little faith in Attorney General Jeff Sessions. He talks a good game, but I see very little action coming from the AG. If you watch the show, if you follow me on social media, you know that I am long past giving Jeff Sessions a pass. I think that it's time to remove Jeff Sessions. I think he's an honorable man. I think he's a good man. I just don't think he has the fight in him required to drain the swamp at DOJ and FBI and to fight the swamp in D.C. that has corrupted our entire process. But I'm encouraged by the fact that the White House is saying that Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf is under DOJ investigation for alerting illegal aliens to ICE raids because DOJ, well, they report to the president. They're an executive level agency. And if the president wants the Department of Justice to investigate something, he just orders them to investigate it. That is not obstruction of justice. He is the chief law enforcement officer in this nation. The president isn't only the commander-in-chief of our armed forces. He's the chief executive of the nation. Law enforcement in this nation is an executive function. He is the chief law enforcement officer as well, and he can constitutionally and legally order the Department of Justice to investigate the Oakland mayor, to arrest illegal aliens, and pretty much to do whatever else he wants them to do within the confines and scope of the Constitution and the United States Code. These obstruction of justice narratives are nonsense. But one thing is for sure. If it is proven beyond a reasonable doubt that Oakland, California Mayor Libby Schaaf alerted criminals, many of them gang members, to federal agents coming to deport them because they were here illegally, and she put the lives of those federal agents and local police officers on task forces at risk, then Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf needs to be arrested, prosecuted, and spend time in federal prison. And I'm going to be going much deeper into the statutes that she may have violated and just how dangerous these criminal gangs are on my longer show, Off the Cuff Declassified, right here on The Rebel. It's going to be very interesting. Tune in. This is really important content where we're getting to the bottom of many, many troubling things the left is doing here in America. And I want to keep bringing it to you. So please subscribe to our premium service at www.therebel.media/shows. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so, so much. Go to firescottisrael.com. Today is a big day. Today is a very big day. We have a Jumbotron truck sitting in front of the Broward County Sheriff's Office and then driving through very populated areas of Broward County, highlighting all of Scott Israel's scandals and calling for the firing, the removal of Sheriff Scott Israel by Governor Rick Scott, Florida Governor Rick Scott. So again, please go to www.firescottisrael.com and sign our petition that I will bring to Governor Rick Scott. Also go to the App Store, check out the Rebel app. Great way to get all of our content. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You have a great weekend. I'll be back with you on Monday.